Welcome to Center of Light. Good to see you tonight. My aim is to always be clear. Clarity. The most important thing, not only in the scheme of forever, hello, but definitely in the scheme of right now, which is forever. We're on an infinite journey to absolutely nowhere. Because where we want to get to is here, right now, which is forever.
Access granted.
Everyone has access. Everyone has access. It's whether someone chooses, so much so, to want to play in the garden that you think about it so much. You crave it so much. It is your manna. It is your food. It is your sex. It is your life. It is your breath, which gives you life. So that the awakening of oneself becomes truly second nature. Actually, your original nature. Default. And it's not your fault for the mishaps you've had in your life. Center of light, consciousness. Thanks to Krista Huggins' suggestion, I reach out to people often and say, hey, is there a show's topic? Tonight, Krista said, flow. I say, yo, bro, chick. Lewis, your CDs should be arriving tomorrow. Thank you, bro. Center of light consciousness. We're either in the flow or not. It's the only free will you have. Let me rephrase that said differently. Said the same, which means the same. You don't have free will except you can choose to be in the flow consciously or not. That's it. Every thought that you choose, every feeling that you feel, every action that you do is either congruent and in the alignment of conscious flow. Life gets really good really, really quick. You get really good at it, then it always happens continuously. Choices, feelings, thoughts, actions that are made unconsciously cause trouble. There's no other spiritual lesson. Good evening, y'all. My name is Keith Blanchard. I'll be seeing you soon. Hello, Karen Cox. Hello, Pri. Hello, Lewis. Krista Huggins. Thank you for the suggestion, Krista. Christopher Bingham. It's good to see you, bro. Glad you're here. Katarina. Let me see what's happening. I don't know if it's Teresa or Theresa. I'm thinking it's Teresa. But everybody has inflections. Some people have infections. Others have affections. Hello, Nori Love. Neil. I like Neil. Love it. Shirley Pennell, what's up, girl? Alicia Nichols Pellegrin. Gail. All right, let's see who's here in this way. Danielle, what's up, girl? Everybody's been covered like a Jimmy hat. What's up, Kelly Curtis? Krista Huggins, the one who suggested this show topic tonight, says, whoa. She just sent me an inbox. Whoa. The minute you said my name, I can't get back on Facebook. I'll keep trying. Flow, alignment. You know, she may think, well, I'm not in the flow because I got kicked out. That would be a true statement. But if she sees the alignment, which I think she did, as to why she said, as soon as you said my name, that brings you back to flow. Because it's not about the getting kicked out. It's about the alignment that occurs. The kicking out becomes a teacher. It becomes a tool. A gift, a spiritual love nugget by God's grace that says, you think you were kicked out, but notice something greater has happened, which is the as soon as. And as soon as we begin to see these kinds of synchronicities, alignments, serendipities, and or something called flow, and or something called the conscious life stream, merrily, down the river we go like a dream. Merrily, life is but a dream. Hugh Foot, what's up, bro? Krista says it's working now. Center of light consciousness, flow. I was going to try to create, and what do you call that? When 4 letters spell out a word, but also they each have their own word. Somebody help me. FLOW. FLOW. What is that called? When you spell out a word, but it also has a sub text. Somebody help me out. Lewis, help me. Oh, she said, call me Paige, pretty please. I just read, so my apologies. An acronym. Acronym. Thank you for that, Chris. Chris says anagram, acronym. So this acronym for flow could be something, hello Jessica, something like this. For loving our wounds. How else can we ever fall into flow? Unless we are for loving our wounds. It is our wounds, conscious or unconscious, that are keeping us out of consciousness of the life stream, the moving river of consciousness. Well, Keith, I understand. I'm so glad you understand. But do you live this way? Do you always check yourself? Not out of judgment, but simply as the observers, just to simply see where you are. You should be here and not somewhere else, because that somewhere else you want to be is actually here. So what you can do to find out in the conscious moving life stream, if you're conscious in that moment or not, is to simply see if you are present. I made a meme today that said, new news. It's not about what's happening currently. It's about being present. Being present. Are you present? I'm still working on it. You can bet your sweet bippy. Where did that come from? My childhood? Bet your sweet bippy on that. I work on it every day. In fact, I don't work on it. It's part of my way to always be inner reflective. Tonight is Center of Light Consciousness, flow. For loving our wounds. I think it fits perfect. I got some lyric review a little later for a lesson, a blessing, and I ain't messing about. It's by the Bellamy Brothers. Let your love flow. The lyrics are so amazing, integral to this presentation. In fact, it sets the tone. It is the tone. It's the graceful ambiance. The graceful ambiance. Do you feel, seriously, that everywhere you walk, every time you step, beyond thinking about it, that when you step into a room, the room changes? Because of your presence, that's flow. The moon, the stars, the sun, it's all present. Is it not? It is there to experience. So the presence of all that majesty is simply present. Are we always not only present with the moon, the stars, and the sun, and your daughter, and your son? When you get really good at flow, you understand, integrate, and graduate into that presence all at once, because you're the personification of absolute flow. Presence. And that's a gift. That's my presence to you. What's up, Bo? So tonight is Center of Light Consciousness. Being in the flow. You are always in the flow. It's a matter of whether you see that you are flowing and growing and knowing more, or life is kicking you in the pants as if you were a rock bucking the current of the conscious life stream, and it brings about turmoil, trouble, and rapids in your life, only to be a salmon to swim upstream to get yourself eaten by a bear. There's nothing you want upstream. There is nothing you want upstream except more trouble. Let go. Down with the river you are. Center of light consciousness. It's not about this platform, center of light consciousness. It's about you, the center of your own light. You are a lighthouse that could potentially call to gazillions of energies and entities and thought forms and light forms by you becoming the lighthouse, by you becoming the beacon. Flow. What does flow sound like? It sounds something beautiful like this. The ongoing drone of this A note would be flow. It's consistent. It's constant. Even when it dissipates to levels we can't hear, it is still hearable by the cosmos, by the divine. Because what you do lasts forever. If you no longer hear this brass bowl ringing and singing and dinging, doesn't mean its reality is over. It requires flow to see that it's never over. Nothing is ever over. It may turn over and under and within and without itself, but it's always expanding into greater potentials of divine flow. Flow. Not flow a little bit, chop, 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 flow, chop, chop, chop. And if you're getting better and your intervals are getting wider in the flowing and the knowing and in your growing, fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to anybody else that basically bucks your current, fucks your current, sucks your current life energy out of you. Just say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. God bless you. I love you. I just ain't interested. Hello, Jessica. Abigail. Paige says, yes, the room changes. Everyone asks, what are you doing? You look so good. I answer, I just be. That's flow. Yo, chicka bro. Very, very cool, dear. Center of light consciousness. What is consciousness? Have you ever ask yourself in this moment, and I'll give you 30 seconds. It's tough because if you lean into words to describe what is consciousness, you're already limiting yourself to the minuscule versus the majesty and the grandiose and the infinite. Because if you try to use minuscule, finite words to reason or logic with yourself what this consciousness definition is, you're never going to touch the garment of God. You just can't. So when you get this 30 seconds after I ask you this question, go beyond the words, find yourself in flow, and let flow in your be still and know. Explain it to you. You got 30 seconds. Ask yourself after a few deep breaths, God, what is consciousness? Enjoy. When you have an answer, let's use one word, 2 words at most. Hopefully one answer. When you have one answer, what is a word that I can choose from my mind that you place there that would describe flow or consciousness? What would that be? Krista's answer is beautiful. It's right on point. The word I chose doesn't make my word better. They're both right on point. Hers is isness. Is that which is. In fact, hello, Debbie Shelton. Hello, Myra. Hello, Tony Meharry. I'm going to read something from the Divine Principle in just a bit, Krista. It talks about isness. The word I chose was, as this presentation goes, is presence. Jessica says love completely. Isness, love, presence, it's all flow. Pri says love, it's all flow. When you're in this state of hyper fertile field awareness, that's flow. You're in flow because I am aware of the river, how it moves, so I can sit myself on my raft and allow it to push me as it wills until it wills me to now, Keith, you take the wheel. You steer a little bit so you can learn to navigate your own life. Hello, Jesus. Hello, Krishna. Hello, Buddha. Hello, any teacher of any craft that you've ever tried to learn. I'll teach you. We'll put on some training wheels until we push you along without the training wheels, and you go about 20 feet and you fall, and you get back on your bicycle and you try it again. And next thing you know, after 2 days of doing this, woo-hoo-hoo, you're ready to jump ramps and peel out with your friends. Same idea. As above, so below, on forever it will go. So to bring us into a state of conscious flow, we have to be in conscious no. Conscious no. Not conscious yes or no, but conscious no. Because knowing is beyond yes or no. Knowing is a beyond right or wrong. Knowing is a beyond this or that. Knowing is absolute conscious presence, which is ongoing conscious flow. When you are conscious of everything as much as you can to your conscious capacity, to whatever degree, to whatever depth, that is the level of degree and depth you are in the cosmic moving river life stream. The flow to God, the flow to the universe, the in and the out breath. Here you go, Krista. So the in breath and hum the out breath. So is the in breath, hum is the out breath. This is the current, the natural, infinite current of God that always changes. It doesn't stay at one rhythm. Look at music. Music may start off slow and soft, and it speeds up. The universe has its own random rhythm in it. Robert Harrison, Kelly Bauman. Are you living in graceful ambiance? What is graceful ambiance? Sort of like Prince. When you walk by, people just ohm by your step. I walk into a room, I take over. In dominion, but I become the influence. I do it on purpose. Why? Not because I'm trying to manipulate or mind screw or none of that. It's because I'm setting a tone of how I want my night to go, how I want my night to flow. I want to be with people and know that I want it to come about in a certain way that not only brings me joy, but as a spiritual scientist, I know that when I'm joyful, it begins to affect everyone else. And I become the influencer of flow. I fall inside, I be still in all the fun to where I know exactly what to do to achieve that level of consciousness. I walk into a room. I'm ready to party. Give me a shot of tequila. I want to hang out and kiss some faces. Hug some backs. Look people in their eye. When we take this kind of initiative, posture, demeanor, space inside of ourselves, ongoingly about anything, then anything ongoingly brings us to a place of presence. Since I started Center of Light, Burst of Light 4 years ago, the door is widening for me. Before I go to a short break, now is the time. Speaking of door, this morning I've gotten intuitively, the door is widening for me. It's widened right now. Today is the first day that can be considered widened. Share my work everywhere. You see a link to pre-order my book, please share it. There's one in here. In fact, I'm going to grab it. Why? Because I deserve it. I'm in flow, and I want to grow, Sissa bro. So let me grab this link. Please share this everywhere to pre-order Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Release date July 31st, 2020. Going to a short song break. I'm going to be right back. You are loved beyond measure. We're going to talk about flow. So what is it? It's your natural state. So what is it? It's who you are right now, because I brought you into a space of awareness by talking about awareness and doing what I know to do to make you present. So you're in flow. When we just yammer on, blah, 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 blase, yada, 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 and that's okay. It's part of being human. It's called life. It's called engaging in conversation. That's all beautiful. I'm talking about going into unconsciousness, even in said conversation, even when you're by yourself. And the more often you are not in flow, the more often, even with other people, you will feel by yourself, because you will not feel your connection to flow. The Bellamy Brothers lyrics coming up after this called Let Your Love Flow. And it's exactly what I'm talking about. It's about connecting in the 0 point, in the presence, in the consciousness, in the isness, in the love. Is where we will consciously see, feel, be ourselves in the forever life stream of God, of breath. So hum. Let your love flow like a bird on a wing. Let's see. What song represents flow? Lavender Soul Feel. The first song we ever wrote. Bernard 9. I got to set it up. Give me a second. I'll see you shortly.
People listen to me as I sing this song for you. The message that I'm bringing is one of hope and truth. Inside, that's where the love lies. The message that I bring is one. And in your heart, that's where you'll find the truth. Inside, that's where the love lies. listen to me.
Welcome back to Center of Light. I immediately, first off, want to acknowledge Abigail's contribution to tonight's presentation. Flow. Center of Light consciousness. She, I, we, you are included in this center of light consciousness. Right here and right now. If you don't see this magic that is unfolding, unfurling like a flag, you won't see it. See it. I asked Krista, hey, I need a topic for tonight. She said, flow. I said, yo. I do the first segment. Abigail has a website. She sent me to a blog, and it's titled Flow. That is flow. We are all in this flow as we seen and see now, presently, currently, in our love, in our consciousness, in this flow, this thing that's moving. This thing that's grooving, and it's proving itself to you, provided you can see it. Do you see it? Well, Keith, that sounds like some simple things just kind of so happen and you're making it fit. Okay, now that I got your attention, what is that? What is that orchestrated that to the most minute degree that you would even agree to it in the first place? What is that consciousness? What is that intelligence? Without further ado, I want to read to you what Abigail just contributed to this presentation tonight, Center of Light Consciousness, Flow. For flow, the acronym for loving our wounds. Abigail says, flow, like water bleeding streams of passing time, surging over and around obstacles, streaming ever onward, drifting on a tide of imminent resonating ripples on the high sound of the soul. Dear Lord. Love while living, feeling all vibrations of flowing sensations of the present. Think not on losses, so deeply they pool. Stagnant life's blood in the heart of this time of existing. Raising the tides of now heightening, emerging in the currents of this moment. Presence. In the tidal pools. In the tidal pools. Oh my God. This is flow. In the tidal pools. In the pools of consciousness. Where there is absolute flow. So consciousness would be the blue stuff you see in this image. Hello, Pam. Hello, Yusuf. Blessings to you, my bro. So in this pool, there's a stillness. And in this stillness, you toss a thought stone into that pool, you create ripples. Now, when you look to the waterfall or the water flow, representative of the conscious moving life stream, there's also a movement that is opposite of the stillness. So we may think that we have a choice between the stillness or the movement. And we would likely think that when I am the stillness, I can truly become aware of the water that's moving. And the water that's moving, we would call that more so flow. That is true, but it is not the truth. Nor It is the flow. Is it the flow that I'm speaking about? The flow I am speaking about, as I'm meeking about, inherit the earth, inherit your soul, is not the stillness, which is an absolute part of what you are, and the flowing, so it seems, absolute part of what you are. That's not the ultimate depth of diving into the pool, into feeling, presence, consciousness, flow, awareness, isness. That's not what it is. It's greater than that. It's always greater than that. If you think there's something more, then there has to be something more. It's greater than that. So then, what is true flow? Yanava. True flow is not seeing the stillness and go, oh, I want to get into the flow. It's actually becoming aware, presence, that you are not the this nor the that. You are the this and the that. And the third component, which is exalted beyond all of that. That is true flow. That would be called graduation into the spirit. Initiation, learning of something, integration, becoming applicable in your life, and graduation. You are that cosmic life stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream, and we move effortlessly downstream versus going upstream like a salmon to be eaten by a bear and perish, to die in a not so joyful way, to be eaten by this system. And people say, well, Keith, salmon go upstream to lay eggs. Well, I get that, but they still get eaten. So let's move further into this. Thank you, Abigail, for this beautiful contribution. She says, I felt it in my soul. I know you did. You know how I know that? Because I'm in that flow that you were in back then, because it moved me not only to be in the stream, but to get on your raft. Thank you for having me aboard. Hello, Vicky. All right, let's get into some divine principle reading. Actually, I said I was going to read you some lyrics from the band, the Bellamy Brothers. Tonight's presentation is Center of Light Consciousness, Flow. So, here's the template, creatively, artistryly from the Bellamy Brothers. Written, probably, I'm a guess, 77. Somebody, if someone would be my reconnaissance, look on Google for the Bellamy Brothers, Bellamy, the Bellamy Brothers. Let Your Love Flow, and tell me what year it came out. So I'm going to guess. I want to say 77 to 78, but I'm going to go a little tighter. I'm going to say 77. So here are the lyrics. There's a reason for the sun shining sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside, wow, and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlight nights with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream. Whoa, whoa. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream. And let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love bind you. Here you go, Krista. We talked about that connection. And let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean. That's the reason. Hello, Darlene. Hello, Sue. Hello, Wendy. Verse 2, the Bellamy Brothers, let your love flow. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. Thank you, Robert. He says 1976. So let that wonder take you into space, as divine space, and lay you under its loving embrace. Just feel the thunder as the warmth on your face you can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you know what I mean, it's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things. And let your love shine, and you know what I mean. That's the reason. Wow. Hello, Vicky. She says 1976. That's pretty powerful stuff right there. Wow. It is truly the groundwork of this presentation tonight. This flow with you and me and we. I didn't pre-work. Krista said flow. And I thought, what a beautiful song, Let Your Love Flow. And this is the lyric. So from the divine principle, rather, Homecoming, my new release, July 31st, 2020. Soon, a month and a half. Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, Homecoming. This is the flow. 30 years of flowing in my life. I now deliver. You can pre-order Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Please share this everywhere. It's a $15 buy. I'm going to grab this link because I deserve it. It's my life's work. Things are changing, rearranging. Hello, Andrea. Oh, excuse me. I pronounced it wrong. Andrea. I'm getting there. All right. So to find Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my new release, please share this. If you have intentions to buy it or just share my work, just do that. That's all I ask. She's laughing at me. I love it. Okay, so from the divine principle, Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, which is actually my second book, My Journey to India to See God on Earth. She says, stop it. With my bestseller, Father, Mother, had a divine child, and it looks like that. From Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Flow. Tonight is Center of Light Consciousness. Flow. The definition of flow: move along or steadily and continuously in a current or stream. Hello? Moving along continuously or steadily in a current or stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. From here, the river flows north. Similar, run, move, go along, course, pass, proceed, glide, slide, drift, circulate, trickle, dribble, drizzle, spill, gurgle, babble, ripple, stream, swirl, surge, sweep, gush, cascade. What a beautiful word. Pour, roll, rush, whirl, well, there are many more. Go from one place to another in a steady, here we go again, stream. Flow is the consciousness life stream of forever, typically in large numbers. The action or fact of moving along in a steady, continuous stream. I just read that one, excuse me. A steady, continuous stream of something. That something would be consciousness or unconsciousness. But the river embodies both. It is so intelligent, it understands what consciousness is, so conscious, it understands what low-level consciousness is, and as well as lower-level unconsciousness it is. So it's hyper-intelligent. A steady, continuous stream of something. Movement, motion, course, passage, current. Current, life current. Flux, drift, circulation. Same words I read before. Abigail said earlier, I think but also Andrea says, be water, my friend. So Bruce Lee. From the divine principle, homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. Spirit says, Keith, look at the word external. Notice its similarity to the word eternal. Observe that there is just one difference. The X in the word external crosses out and interrupts the flow of the word eternal. This is exactly what happens to your consciousness when you choose to live in external mode. You cross out all your chances for eternity. And so the current of your life will go until when you are able to live in unbroken flow. If you honestly seek union with me, God, you must hold steadfastly to your intentions and be ever vigilant. When you achieve this life mode, then your next death cycle will be a divine birth. There is so much I have with flow that I never thought about making a presentation. Conscious practitioners spend at least a little time each day reflecting on their lives, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. This lets them to see patterns and gives them accurate clues as to why they are where they are. Their self-reflection is the springboard that lets them make the best choice at any God-given moment. Om Sri Saram Guru Deva Datta Yanava. And since they're always looking to be in the flow, and since they're always looking to find a better way to flow with the universal current, they take full advantages of the coincidences that we've been speaking about tonight that have been happening with Abigail and many of you. Full advantage of the coincidences that happen in their lives, the synchronicity, and use them to decode signals from the higher, which is here, inward is upward, self. As a result, their quality of life is enhanced. By aligning with the universe's forces, spiritual practitioners are able to tap into them for betterment of themselves and the rest of mankind. Their road to God is dramatically shortened to only a few lives because they have chosen to learn while they live and are not relying solely on the life overview you all come to expect when you die. Spirit continues, let me put it this way. When, at last, the human race comes to see that love, presence, consciousness flow, wow, what a flow that is. Let me put it this way. When at last the human race comes to see that love, flow, is the beginning and the end, that is when it will see how fear has served no purpose whatsoever. And that, no matter what, it is love that does and will prevail. And we will only understand and or experience that prevailing, revealing, appealing reality is when we are conscious in flow. So I ask Spirit, so fear is just resistance to your will? And Spirit says, yes. If someone lives in constant fear, unconsciousness, they are swimming against the natural flow of the universal conscious life stream. Actually, fear is the stone that tries to hold back the stream, but only causes rapids to rise up, which must be ridden out with care. And I say, I have steered my raft through those waters way too many times by not making decisions based on consciousness. But I've noticed that as soon as I turn it over to you, I get into the flow and everything seems to smooth out, Spirit says. So you have incorporated the two key components, intending to get back into the flow and knowing where to look to do just that. Good for you. But there are those who will continue riding those rapids their whole lives, who will never choose to live in God nor let God live in them. Center of light consciousness, being in the flow. How do I be in the flow, you may ask? I'm happy you asked, because that's a beautiful question. But there's nothing you have to do, because in the asking of the question is the golden key to the golden door. You hear that? That's ongoing musical flow. It has no other agenda except simply to be and to flow and to say, I'm expressing myself in a state of love. This brass bell has no judgment. It has no agenda except the one I give it. I could be upset and bang the bell. So it expresses myself as the creator and using this vessel to extend myself into this vessel to make noise. Or I can gently, lovingly stroke it to make music to flow with the music of the spheres. I barely wrap it, and we wrap ourselves in that. Let's flow. So you see, no matter where you come from, what you believe, the truth is the truth. It is that which is eternal. It is that which can never be broken. But we can break ourselves, and everything will feel like a heartbreak until we break and shatter the illusion of the mind. And when you do, trust me, you will find something beyond you've always known. Isn't that really what you want? I understand we like comfort. I like comfort. But are we striving for something beyond the normal? The water begins to pool. The water begins to pool. At least in this pool, the water is never going to be still because there is a constant flow of love, life, stream, consciousness, peace, life-giving water. So this pool is always going to run clear. But the pooling I'm speaking about is the complacence that happens when we just simply stop moving, flowing, growing, knowing. The water becomes stagnant. It becomes moldy, and it begins to stink. And mosquito larvae begin to infest it, and then they begin to bite us, and then we begin to be infected. So what we do is we fall into the river. Hang out with me long enough, I will throw you into the stream, into the dream. Your dream, not mine. I will use my dream as a leverage, a catalyst to launch you into your own self-induced possibility. Center of light consciousness. Flow. You can be upset. Cool. Being mad ongoingly. You can. You're still beautiful to me in that regard. You don't see yourself as such. And in that regard, your life turns from easy as it once was to something very difficult and hard. And you constantly stick yourself with shards of glass every step you take, including myself. But every move we make as we become in the flow, loving, present, isness, conscious, We get into flow, into the life stream. That's really what we're all looking for, is flow. So what do I have to do? Exactly. You don't have to do anything. You're trying too hard already. It is a doing of a something, but it's not the way we have always thought, because if we always was on point by the way we thought, we would not be in such quandaries in our life that we often find ourselves in. So we have to get out of the box of thinking. So we move into that which is flow. Sue says the freedom of choice. Andrea says, take me to the river. Drop me in the water. I said, take me to the river. Yeah. Peter Coy, what's up, bro? Everyone, thank you very much. Joe Sugar. Again, please share my new release, soon to be. Just simply share it. Just share this link. Purchase this beautiful work, 30 Years of My Life. Pre-order now on Amazon, that link. Please share this link. I will know who does. I love you regardless, but I will send those extra things. Gold member you are, so to speak. I will see. I love you. Abigail, thank you for your contribution. Everyone, thank you for your contribution, which is your presence here tonight with me. I've been doing a lot of videos behind the scenes as this marketing campaign ensues. Some of them are able to be watched live and some are on pre-record. As you will see, my Facebook wall begin to populate with these. I have some very big interviews coming up. One is The Kingdom of Nye, which is a student from Art Bell, her own show. She was his producer. And we're working on Gaia TV, and we're also working on Coast to Coast. This Trinity. So for those who know what these three media shows are about, they're huge in the playing field of spirituality and paranormal. Coast to Coast, The Kingdom of Nye, and Gaia TV. My loving brother, Gavin Lee Davies, my marketing director, has been pitching this email, this proposal for this book release to these kinds of markets, platforms. Things are looking good. Some of these interviews are going to be live to where you can watch them as we're doing them. Some will be pre-recorded. Support my work. I'm in this with you fully, intentionally. I want to be in the flow. Help me to get in your flow. Get in my flow. Let's flow. Let's grow. Let's know beyond. Let's be the hero. I said that. Let's be the heroes that are talked about in future scripture. That is not only flow, that's being the influence to a greater flow. Like when you walk into a room and say, I'm going to change this reality because all I want is joy, and no one, not anyone, no one without exception, when I walk into this graceful ambiance of a space, we're all going to feel some grace on the cheek. It belongs to the meek. In your subtlety, trust me, you are more powerful than weak. Fall into the flow. Grow. Know. Be that. What is that should I be? Be yourself. Don't give a crap what anybody thinks about it. Be loving. Be powerful. Simply fall into that you. The you that you know you are, but yet you're scared and you're holding back. Why are you holding back? Why am I holding back? What are we holding back? Power can be very intimidating. It's made that way for a reason. To create the responsible position. Power is intimidating to create responsibility. But you have the ability to respond. Child of God, snowflake, don't forsake who you are. Be who you are. You are the star of the great stage of earth. Simply understand your worth. Move into it. Initiate, integrate, graduate. Please share my work. Please share your play. I'll see you in the Garden of Shiva. You're loved beyond measure.